Hello, my name is Thomas Jansen. I'm the designer of Elvenair Games, or EE Games, and I'd like to show you my new game, Club Stories. I want to give you a quick overview of the rules of the game and show you the components. The game is about football. You are an unknown manager in the football or soccer world, if you like, and the game is scenario based. And in the first scenario, you fight against relegation with your lower league club. And if you defeat the first scenario, you go on to the second scenario, of course, and you climb up the stairs of the football world. And you try to defeat all 5 scenarios. I'll show you the game. So this is what the game looks like when set up. I won't give you a detailed explanation about the rules, just a quick overview to show you what you can expect. Talking about rules, there is a manual with the game, of course, and this is still prototype 2, but it's about 14 pages. So it's quite a complex game, but it's described with a lot of pictures and detail. Okay, and of course this is a print of the board which shows you what it will look like. Of course it comes in a cardboard version. This is the old version. It's on cardboard, but I didn't have the newest version on cardboard, so we'll have to do it with this. So let's take a look at the scenario first. Newby FC promoted to the professional league for the first time in its history. The people of the small town of Newby were over the moon. Now, a few months later, no one believes the newcomers will survive the 3rd division for even one season. But the people of the club know staying up is important for its survival, so they hired you. The club expects you to be an unexperienced manager. Reach this level by the end of season. So, if you have a look at the track here, the manager points track, they expect you to become an unexperienced manager. So you have to earn at least 49 points or higher to defeat this scenario. You can earn a lot of points during the game, of course. There are a lot of different ways you can earn them, but some of the goals of the club will help you. Season goals, the club expects you to become an unexperienced manager, I read that. These goals are important for the club and may help you survive. Do not relegate. 10th place will do, 15 points. So you will earn 15 points if you don't relegate. You don't have to get this goal, but it will help you a lot, 15 points. Contract a shirt sponsor and find sponsors for all ad boards. So if you look at the bottom of the scenario, you can fill up these ad boards by attracting sponsors. Also a shirt sponsor will help, and it will give you 7 points. Play at least 3 games in a sold out stadium, 7 points. So if you get these goals, you earn a lot of points and you will probably are on the right way to defeating this scenario. But you don't have to. If you play the game very well, the club will also think you did good enough and you can stay. But you have to reach the level of unexperienced pro manager. So what's on the board? In the lower left there are 4 tracks. They are very important for your club. You try to keep them as high as possible. On the left side there's the weekly income, and every week you earn the value which it shows. So we will earn 2 coins this week because this one is at 2. The second one is your popularity with the fans. It's at 4 now. The higher your popularity, the more crowd will come to your stadium. The lower, the less crowd, of course. So if this marker crosses this border, you will earn 1 crowd and also 1 money, because more crowd is of course more money. And the other way around, you lose crowd and lose money as well. The next one is the moral of your team, and the last one is the fitness of your team. When these tracks are very low, you sometimes there will happen bad things. So if your moral is very low, there are some cards which cause your team to get more suspensions. And if the fitness is very low, which is the last track, you will get more injuries. If your track is at the bottom, like this one, and your track wants to go lower, then you'll also lose something else. So, for example, if the moral track is at the bottom, you will lose popularity with your fans. If the fitness track is at the bottom, you will lose moral in your team. And if it is at the top, you can earn a bonus, of course. So this one gives you more moral, this one gives you more popularity, and of course, if the fans are very happy, you'll get more crowd, and so on. So what's on the board? There are 4 main tracks on the board. The first one shows your weekly income. Every week you earn 2 at this point. This one shows the popularity with the fans. The more fans you have, the more crowd you have. It shows here, so every time you cross this border you get more crowd and also more money. The other way around, you lose crowd, you lose money. This one is the moral of your team. The lower the moral, the more chance you have your players get suspensions, for example. This is the fitness of your team, and the lower the fitness, the more the bigger the chances you get injuries. It can also push to the top. When it pushes to the top, you earn bonuses, a moral bonus, and at the bottom you'll get penalties. For example, here a moral penalty. And of course, at the fans you'll earn crowd, or you lose crowd at the bottom. So you try to keep these tracks as high as possible. These are the board members of your club. They all have different opinions. That is important because every round there will be a board meeting, and they have to decide about a dilemma. A lot of red dice means that the board member thinks fans are important. A lot of blue dice means that they think moral and fitness is important, so they think the team is important. And a lot of yellow dice means that they think a club must be treated as a company, so money is important. So if you have a lot of board members who think money is important, decisions that will be made are more to be like more focused on earning money. This is a board meeting card. You take one at the beginning of your turn. And the dilemma which I talked about is at the top. Our sponsors want, let me focus. Yep. Yeah. Our sponsor wants our team to wear their shoes. Good deal for the club, but the players won't like it. What to do? So there are 3 different outcomes in the 3 different colors I mentioned. The first one, yes, it will boost our finances, of course. Yellow opinion is about money. +2 on the finances, -2 at the moral. And the blue one, no, our players want to choose their own shoe sponsors. And the red one, no, sponsors shouldn't have that much influence. So there are 3 different outcomes. So you roll the die, the red one. The outcome is a 3. If you look at the board members, you see that the blue outcome is 1. Most dice are blue. Most 3s are blue. So it will be the blue decision. And it says, no, our players want to choose their own shoe sponsor. And of course, this sponsor is disappointed, so it will give us a -1 on finances. You can try to influence the dice by adding white dice. You have 4 white dice each round, and you can add them to influence the decision. So if I added a white dice, I get to choose between the 5 and the 1. So I get to choose between a red decision or a 1 decision. And you could say that I was present at the board meeting and I tried to influence these guys. So I now get to choose, and I may have to may choose another decision if I like. Of course, I lost this die for the rest of the turn. I only have 3 white dice for making other decisions and other actions. And on the board meeting cards, there's more news about the club. Sometimes something just happens. So, for example, this one, our coach reports that some players think the training sessions are a bit boring. He said he's working on a new program, so the moral gets a drop. But also at the bottom, there's always some kind of test. So if your moral is lower than 3, one of our players was suspended. So that's what I talked about earlier. So if your moral track is at the bottom, one of your players gets suspended, and that is why these chips are there. This is a suspension token, and you put it on one of your players, so it is suspended now. If it's suspended for 2 weeks, you put it on the 2 week side. If it's suspended for 1 week, you put it to 1, and then it disappears. And it's almost the same with the injuries. At the board, of course, here's the scoreboard. So this one, you keep track of the score during a game. This is the form track. When you win a game, every time you win a game, this one goes up. And when you lose a game, it goes down. The higher the form, the more chance you have that other clubs are interested in your players. If you take a look at this board meeting here, at some of them, at the backs, are already some warnings. This one says, it seems, let me focus. It seems a scout from another club is visiting our stadium next match. He's interested in one of our attackers. So you know a scout will be watching next game, and in the next board meeting, so a turn before this board meeting happens, you will get a message about the scout who visited your stadium. And if the form of your team is high enough, he is interested in buying one of your players. And of course you can try to prevent it by raising his salary, but you can also sell the player. This is the tactics track, and you can put your tactics on or off. There are also tactics cards here, and you can use tactics during a game, which will help you win a game, or sometimes it will help you prevent a strong opponent from scoring too much, so you can play for a draw also. On the left side of the scoring board are the players, the sponsors and the staff, and this is called your network, including the tactics. And there are always a lot of cards open. You can also take cards from the decks, and the more cards are open, the bigger your network, and you can expand your network by hiring directors. So this director gives you 2 open staff cards, this one, this one gives you an open sponsor card, and some of the other cards, like the scout and coach, will give you also open cards. So you can expand your network.